And we are testing there. Look at this. I got good levels. And Mike, let me listen to you.
We are testing, Manny. Do you have good levels?
And there are my levels now. Carlito.
Say something stupid.
Construction life.
Construction life. Construction life.
Construction life.
Coming straight from TL, baby.
So what do I got? I got Mike from Cradix Contracting
That's
to the
me.
left of me, man.
Yes, and directly in front of me, we have Carlito from Cradix Contracting.
And to the left of me, I've got Manny from Hardcore Renos.
What an intro for me, huh? You believe that?
It's there,
Everybody's
man.
to the left. And what is this? This is what? This is called
Construction life, man.
Construction life.
the construction
The
life.
construction life.
We
Love
got
it.
together. What? We've been getting together for a few months now. We've been
It's
talking
been
about this idea.
Amazing few months.
Not few. It's been, geez, man, summer.
Oh,
man.
since last-
It's been a
exactly,
good
since last summer.
6 months,
Well,
man.
you know, it's funny. I have conversations with people, but I haven't gotten into conversations like I have with you guys.
Yeah.
It's hard to find people that are passionate about what they do anymore. People just come to work for money, and they just want to go home.
That's going to be a whole other topic.
another
That's
topic
going to be a whole other topic.
altogether, yeah.
But this week's topic, what we want to talk about is we want to talk about good enough is not good enough for us.
That's right.
Perfect.
And what that means to like Carlito, what that means to Mike, what that means to myself.
The biggest problem is the people that we work with, the trades that we work with. They just want to come in, collect money, and go home.
And doesn't that piss you off as you're business owners, you're
Yeah.
contractors,
Yeah.
you're
You're a
running a
business
show,
owner too, yeah.
you're dealing with like clients, or you're dealing with expectations, and then you got people that want to work for you.
You're also dealing with people's homes.
Yeah.
You know, like
Their biggest investment.
Exactly. It's one of their biggest investments. And basically, my whole thought on this whole thing, Manny, it will never be good enough.
It's
it will
true.
never be good enough.
But you can get very close.
You can get very close, but it's exactly what my boy said.
The problem is,
It's minimum code.
Exactly.
This is what people are after, and nobody wants to go
so
above
how
and
do we
beyond.
change that? I mean, we've been talking about this for some time. We've been discussing how to do this, how to express our ideas. We know that social media is one platform and stuff like that, but we felt that we couldn't get our ideas out. So the conversations that the three of us were having were passionate enough that we felt, why don't we share this?
Yeah.
Right?
100%, man.
So, I mean, like, how long you been in construction, Carlito?
I've been in construction for 30 years.
30 years. Mike, how long you been in construction?
it's been about 21,
So
22 years.
I've been in construction for 9 years. So that makes me the runt of the litter, right? Well, it's funny. My first year of construction, I kept on meeting those guys that, I've been doing this for 25, 30 years or whatever, and this is the way I do it, and I don't give a shit, right?
Yeah.
I was like, well, guess what? You and I are not working together, right? So it's just like their mentality was not that good enough mentality. It was that whole, they love the taillight warranty. They live like, that's fine, walk away. So,
Get in,
stuff like
get
that.
out.
They
Yeah.
piss me off. Those guys are the guys that piss me off, where it's like, you know what? Leave this job site because you're not good enough for this job site. You can hop into your van that's good enough to you, but not good enough for me. And you can go home to your good enough home. You can have your good enough dinner. You can say hello to your good enough family. You can go and watch your good enough TV show. You can hop into bed and then fuck your good enough wife. And then all of a sudden you can go to sleep and wake up again and start all over as you think is good enough.
just good enough.
It's not good enough.
It's
It can't
not.
be that.
No.
It's got to be more.
And you know what? I'll speak for myself. When I go to work, I enjoy work.
I love it.
love my work.
I enjoy it. The day goes by fast.
Yeah,
My
man.
problem is I don't want to go home sometimes, even though I love going home. When I get caught up in my work, I just really want to do an amazing job. I love when a customer or another contractor compliments me on what an amazing job I do. I don't see that every day.
I can vouch for that.
I see
That's for sure.
drywallers popping screws through,
Yeah.
broken pieces.
It's like I think this all the time. I'm on board with this guy. I love this guy to death. He's telling us exactly. It's not good enough because it's minimal code. A lot of the people don't want to go above and beyond the minimal code. And this is where you're either going to separate yourself from being a professional contractor versus Joe's Fish and Chips contractor.
Well, the weekend contractor.
Or the weekend
The
contractor, or
DIYer
let's buy a
that
hammer
says,
and I'm
oh.
going to go to Home Depot and I'm going to buy a bunch of tools
Well,
and I'm going
and-
to call myself a goddamn contractor.
Exactly.
And
No,
I think you
this is
hit
what's pissing
it
me off.
the nail with a hammer there.
What did I say?
The
What
problem,
did I say?
The problem is there's too many people overwhelming this business, and they don't care.
No.
They're just in for the
Seen
buck.
it time and
out.
time again.
Well,
man.
even that, it's funny. My first year was a wake-up year because I butted heads so many times with so many guys that I got to the point, like, how many times have you been threatened on job sites?
Nobody really threatens me.
He puts him to sleep with that dragon claw. What did you say about me?
All right. So I've been threatened a few times to the point where I started laughing it off because I'm thinking to myself, I visualize myself wearing a safety jacket with a Kevlar vest underneath. I'm like, okay, so he's attached to the mob. I don't give a shit if he's in concrete and he's attached to the mob. I don't care. He's doing a shit job. I'm not happy with it, right? So it's like, it's not good enough for me.
Yep.
But I know that you brought up another point there, Mike, where you were talking about the budgets. So it's
100%.
minimum code is designed for clients who don't have the proper budget. And I'm like, if you're going in for heart surgery, you gonna ask for minimum code there?
No, absolutely not, man. Get me the
You're right.
goddamn best
You're going in
fucking
for
heart surgeon.
penile enlargement. You gonna ask for minimum code there?
Well,
No.
You're right. Most contractors go in, they listen to the customer, and they do exactly what the customer says. If the
It
customer
can't be that. Isn't our job, part of our job, to educate the customer to
it's
say,
spend their money
I'm a
wisely.
professional.
Yeah,
I'm
right.
a professional as an athlete, as a lawyer, as anybody else that has a career, a doctor, anybody. So you should really be listening to me, not the TV show that you and your partner watch every night that fucking just gives you bullshit. I've always felt that it takes just as long to do it the good way than to do it the crappy way. When you're at that stage of new construction, when you're renovating for the first time and you rip open something and you can build it the good way or you can build it the crappy way, it takes just as long.
Well, if you're referring
actually,
to...
it takes longer.
There
Either you
go.
pay now or you pay later.
That's what I mean.
That's
yeah.
it.
So the physical action at the point of when you're doing it takes that. Later on, when your husband or wife is saying, how come the windows are leaking? How come there's condensation here? How come we have a draft here? How come we do? Well, that's because your contractor wasn't good enough.
Yeah.
That's it. That's
That's when it's
exactly
going
right.
to cost so much money later on because you're going to have to rip about a bunch of stuff to get to the heart of the matter.
This whole minimum code, it protects the builder. It's
It
not.
does.
It's not for the homeowner.
It
The
does.
homeowners
But hang on a second.
don't understand.
It's also, you know what? I get it, dude. I get what you're saying. It protects everybody. Yeah, no problem. It's also a choice, though. You don't have to do minimal code as a contractor.
No, you don't. We don't.
But I'm saying, back on his point, you have to educate. So if I'm going in to sell a job,
That's half
and
our job.
I'm telling that is half
but
of our
that
job.
also shows passion.
Absolutely.
So
Oh
by,
my God.
by you going in
Problem
and spending
is nobody
the time,
wants to pay for the passion.
I know,
No,
I'd
no, but
rather-
that's what you got to educate. That's part of the education,
Right?
I've told clients before where they say, okay, here's the budget. This is what we have. Their budget, you know the deal. You walk in, you meet the clients, and all of a sudden they go, here, we've got $500,000 to do this rental. Right? Well, how did you come up with that number? Well, we went to the bank and they approved us for $500,000. Well, how did you get? Then why don't you ask me how I got to my number? Well, this is what these professional tradespeople cost. This is what the material costs. This is what it costs for permits, everything else. Right? That's how I got to my number. You got to your number because you went to the bank and
That's
you spoke
right.
to your. So your credit is basically dictating the budget. I tell clients, then you're not ready to renovate.
That's exactly what
You're
we
totally
tell
right.
clients. Yeah, buddy, that's
totally
how it
right.
is.
You guys do the same thing.
It's
We do.
always like that, Manny. I always tell my clients, listen, you're taking on a huge renovation here.
Yeah.
Please,
Well-
before I come there, make sure you guys are absolutely 100% ready for what you're getting yourselves into here.
Yeah.
Right? And then let me come in and I'll educate you on what it is. They're going to throw me the banker's budget
Yeah.
where they've picked up their $150,000 to do a whole main level, whatever, regut, lipstick, whatever you want to call it, kitchen, all that stuff. And then I'm the guy that's going to say, well, this budget is only going to get you this.
Yeah.
And then they're going to say, well, Mike, this quote that we got before is way more than enough to get what we want and some. And then I'm going to say, well, you know what? These guys that gave you this quote are a bunch of...
Who are they?
Research them, but hang on a second. I'm educated enough. We've been in the business long enough to determine this is not going to be suffice for this renovation. You can take it any way you want.
But you're not desperate.
No,
you're
and
not
that's the thing.
desperate to
No,
work for
no,
free.
but you know what?
And
there
you're not
are.
desperate to
And
get
hey,
stuck in a situation
Carlito,
where you're going to
we've all been there when
you're
we
gonna
first
start
started.
cutting corners.
That's right, and that's the problem. It's called research.
But
They
how about
need
this?
to start researching.
This is what really bothers me too. Why would a homeowner want to rip off the guy that's
Building
the guys building the most important investment for most people?
Well,
that is their
99% of
biggest
people out
investment.
there is going to be the most
Yeah, but-
expensive thing that they ever
But
purchase.
let's rip
in their
off
life.
our contract. I think you said
You know
something.
what? Oh,
you
wow,
said
this is
something
getting
really
good.
funny the other day.
What's
You
that?
said to your barber, "Hey, can I get a free haircut?"
Yeah.
How come we get to do freebies for everyone? But
I
we
do
don't
that.
Get free
I do that.
haircuts?
I do that to my hairstylist. I do that to my orthodontist for cleaning, my hygienist. I do that to every. I don't do it to my doctor, my family doctor, because he's already juggling it down there anyway. So he's not going to give me any free, right? So, how do we change that? And I know that you're saying, okay, in the beginning you had to grasp at straws, and you would just say, "Here, I'll do that rental. Yes, I'll do that rental," even though you're competing against monkeys.
Yeah,
right?
absolutely.
And we all know that if you pay monkeys peanuts, right? That's just how it
You're
works,
going
right?
to get what you paid for.
Yeah.
Well,
Exactly.
I think there's another problem here, and
No, hey, okay.
it's
Yeah.
something to do with the contractors too. Yeah, we're passionate about what we do,
100%.
and we'll walk away from our jobs if it doesn't make any sense for either one of us. You can't make a customer always happy, but really, how about the foundation guys? They build the footings and the concrete. The framers are only as good as those guys.
True.
The drywallers
True.
are only as good as the framers. The drywallers are only as good as the framing. The
Yeah.
painters or mutters are only
Yeah.
as good. I mean, no one cares anymore. They're in and out.
Yeah. That's
So-
where, back to my first year, that's where it's like the whole respect the next
I
trade
believe
thing.
that he's actually represented that pretty well. Respect the next trade.
No, and it's true.
Absolutely.
But it's true.
1000%.
But the thing is, so the foundation guys should be aware of the framers. The framers should be aware of the drywallers, and so on and so on. It's all trickle effect. It's not about, you know what? I don't care. I'm out of here. I'm on to another job. I don't care.
Here's
Here's another thing. I'm not saying there's not good. We're surrounded by great people.
Oh, there's fantastic,
great trades.
fantastic contractors
but
out
there is a really high percentage of people that just come to work. They think they're worth 45. They're worth $10 an hour. Minimum wage is at 15.
Well, here's the thing. Before I get lost in all of this, speaking of not good enough, well, sometimes, hey man, if I can be so arrogant to say this, the fucking clients aren't good enough for me.
It's true.
Sometimes
It's
I'll
true.
go in, they're like, oh, we're going to, come and give me this quote, no problem. We're going to do this renovation, no problem. Hey, man, I'll come and I will put a skirt on and I'll come and estimate your job, no problem. But you know what, guys? I'm also interviewing you.
Yeah,
you
that's
guys,
critical.
You guys,
Yeah,
you guys think
we totally do
you're
the same
after
thing.
me. I'm also interviewing you, and you start chopping my legs for money. I know the type of people you are.
Yeah.
Why do you wanna be miserable
You
with
don't
someone?
You don't want great. You want just good enough. Then so be it.
No,
I'm not your guy.
You want just good enough, but you want the quality.
Well, buddy, that's
that make
well,
sense?
But
unfortunately,
no,
we're-
totally. It totally makes sense. But then, okay, so why is it that the construction industry, they feel justified to cut the corners and to basically go, well, this first contractor said he could do for X amount, and you guys are about 20% above X amount. Can you guys drop it down? Do you really want to be doing that to, like you said to your point earlier, the most expensive item that you've ever purchased in your life? Probably
Right.
ever will purchase in your
No,
life.
But I think
also, at some point you got to respect yourself.
Totally. I've said no to clients before because
Manny,
you meet them,
I get it.
their expectations are unrealistic, their budgets are unrealistic.
Sorry to cut you off.
So you just basically say to yourself, you know what? I'm not the right renovator for this.
That's it, and you politely walk away.
And you
man.
walk away. And then
walk away.
you guys have had that where you've submitted a budget, you've submitted a quote, it was in line with what everything truly costs, and then all of a sudden they don't hire you. They hire somebody else that does a crappy
No,
job.
because they've got our gold mine piece of evidence to know exactly what to go off of. And
the trades are saying one thing and doing another.
Oh, it's completely exactly true.
buddy, that happens.
Oh, don't worry. Don't worry, I'll
that's-
take care of it.
Okay, so that small percentage, right? That small percentage is like when we're up on the roof, or we're inside the attic, or we're inside the basement, we're in the pits, or whatever. The clients aren't there, and we're looking at each other, going, "Well, we can do it the good way, or we can do it the crappy way." We don't. Our conscience doesn't allow us to do it the crappy way.
No, but
You're
there's
totally
no
right.
there's no crappy way, Manny. When I
No,
go
no,
into a
there's
job,
unfortunately
there's-
there's two streets. There's two
there's
streets.
a fork in the road.
There's
I understand
totally
it.
a fork in
I
the
don't
road.
give a crappy quote.
No, I'm not saying us.
Oh, okay. I'm sorry. I'm
from
saying-
what I've
okay,
learned. So
yeah,
you
yeah.
guys have been in construction a lot longer than I have. But what I've learned from my years of construction is that there are two ways, and it makes me think about what happened to this contractor. What happened at some point in his contractor career or her contractor career that basically said, "Fuck it, good enough is fine. It's fine for me, and I don't care anymore. I don't care. I'm going to do it this way. Nobody's watching right now, so I'm going to do it this way." What happened? Something happened. Either the client screwed them.
Yeah.
The last payment wasn't paid. They had a bad feeling. It wasn't fun, like you said.
It's not good enough.
No.
You know what's not good enough? I go to a big box store. I go through 300 pieces of 2x4 and I
Yeah.
get 50 out of
Yeah.
that.
So 294 pieces in every lift, because I just know that number, right? 294 pieces in
know,
every lift.
like, what
so
is
how
that?
many of those pieces are good?
But I watch guys walking in.
Oh, I know.
And they don't even look.
Oh,
they
I
just
know.
grab
They
it.
just
I
grab
know.
them.
Nobody grabs it, looks at the whole line, and takes a look. Is there a twist? Is there a bow? Is
Do
there
I dare
something?
say it? It's a hockey stick.
No,
They're hockey sticks.
no, we know that. But
Yeah,
then
It is Canada, hockey night
Yeah.
in Canada.
Hey, man.
Hey,
Hi.
Some guys will take that bad lumber and put it into the house. They don't care.
Fucking 100% they
You know
will.
what? I don't even use that for framing, like for doing forming.
What do you use for kindling, right?
Yeah, maybe.
Yeah, at the farm. Down by the river.
I usually leave it on the floor when the guys say, "Hey, can you clean up your mess?" I go, "No, that's your mess."
Oh, you and I would have got along very well 20 years ago, man. I purposely try to make the loudest sound when it goes down there.
Hey, man.
But what?
Stop
Well, like
He's not going fucking
this
anywhere.
isn't Tinder. This isn't Tinder.
Yeah, I
this
know,
is the
exactly.
construction.
All
No,
right.
this
Anyway.
is, so it's basically back to good enough. Like something happened. So everybody, all the trades have to work together. It's not like on my job sites. I'm sure you guys do the same thing here. Is that when everybody comes in, there's meetings. We have meetings about what we have to do. Like I introduced the HVAC team to the electrical team, the electrical to the plumbing team, and vice versa. Everyone knows each other. So it's kind of like I'm doing this to be in a classroom. So if you're in a classroom and you know everybody that's sitting around age, you're not gonna fuck the guy next to you.
You are a team.
It still happens to me every day. You know what? We try to meet a budget and be realistic.
Yeah.
And we look at it and we're trying to make some money. Usually we're breaking even or we're working for free.
No, if we're breaking even, we're doing something
we'll
wrong.
Hire
Gotta
somebody,
be making a
they
living.
leave something behind. Guess who's stuck doing it for free?
We're professional contractors. We're selling our service. We're above and beyond what most people are. We're part of that small percentage of good, really good, that care contractors out there. How do we continue to educate and keep those clients and find more clients like that? Clients that want to be like full tilt into the whole process. Not clients who just have a stupid amount of money and go, here, just build me that dream monster house or whatever, and then they don't even care. I've heard of monster mansions that are $10 million homes that are still throwing bat in there, and they're throwing 6 mil poly that's not even properly tuck tape. And I'm like,
It's all about a quick buck, man.
Yeah.
You ready? Mikey's going to score some brownie points with a lot of
What's
people.
that? Let's listen.
Electricians and plumbers, give them what they want.
Yes.
Don't hassle or hag them for money.
Yes.
Because electricians can make or break your fucking home.
Yes.
They can light your house on fire if it's wrong. You got your plumbers, which I call stinkies, by the way. But anyways, I'm sure the whole world does. Listen, I love all you plumbers. I'm not knocking you guys. You guys are great.
Yeah. So what's not good enough for you, Manny?
Me personally, because I'm talking about most what happened recently, right? So what good enough for me is that when you're installing brand new windows into a house and I see a 1/2 inch gap around the brick mold to the brick, that's not fucking good enough.
It's not.
Well, what happened to me recently? The framers put the crowns in instead of out. And not only did they not put them out, they put them in, out, in, out. Guess what I had to do? Remove the drywall, take all the plaster off, and start from scratch. Planing,
To get a wall
changing
that's
lumber.
straight.
Come on,
Mike?
guys.
Yeah, well, with respects to me, I mean, we keep it simple, man. I consider myself a nice, awesome finished carpenter. I mean, I know it sounds simple to what you guys said, but simple things, guys. Miter joints. Fucking cope.
Yeah.
Cope your inside
Totally.
corners.
Totally.
You know what I mean? Why go keep DAP in business? There's so much caulking I see.
Well, we
Anyways.
all know, I think it was like 2 years ago, I had that little poster about 3/16 or 1/16th of an inch is not a big deal. And I said, well, you know what? Slice off a 16th of an inch off the tip of your dick and tell me if it's not a big
Yeah,
deal.
it's a big
Huge deal.
It's a big fucking deal.
I'm glad you said that.
Well, I don't know for you. For you, it's still not a.
But
anyways,
but
that's another topic.
Not good enough too
Yeah.
is the guy's attitude at work.
That's exactly it,
Oh,
because
wow,
you
man.
can come
The guy
in.
nailed it.
You can come in like, okay, back to the window here. I had a different company install the patio doors here. This guy bent over backwards and just like, Manny, what do you want here? Let's discuss what you want. And I was like, well, this is what we want to try to do. Can we make it happen? He goes, well, let's take some measurements here. Then he went to work at it. He went to town at it, tried to figure it out. He came up with a game plan. He was a problem solver. That's what I like. The other window guys is, fuck, there's so much fucking space here. Fuck, I got to pack this. I got to fucking do this. Dude, you're a fucking window installer. Do the fucking job.
Yeah.
No? Isn't that
Yeah.
what it is?
Well,
Today,
yeah.
Barry said, that's the job.
Or-
that's what he said to me.
But
that's the job.
That's someone that's not good enough.
They don't care.
Get the
But
fuck
they
out
just,
of here.
they just want to go home.
Yeah, no,
That's
dude, I
exactly
get it.
it. I want to get back into my good enough vehicle to get back on the road.
That's right.
That's not right.
And maybe there's a disconnect from like when me and Mike run. We have a team. We don't. They're not our laborers. They're our team.
They're
Yeah.
our team. There is
We-
no laborers
we
on
grow-
our
It's a
job.
great
we grow
contracting
together,
team.
or
Yeah.
we sing together.
That's it.
So I'm fortunate to be surrounded by some really amazing guys that really care, and they want to. I'm learning every single day.
Yeah.
You said I've been in the business for 30 years, and I'm the old guy in the business. But really, honestly, like, what does it take to change? It takes a lot.
Yeah.
Some people carry bad habits for their whole life. So.
If you've been doing it wrong for 30 years, that doesn't mean you're a professional.
Well, I got this guy, Ari. He's not a construction guy.
No.
But he's a sponge. And just recently, we figured out the math, what makes us money, what keeps us not coming back for callbacks, and what works. It's
And-
different for everybody. Construction is different. The prices are different. There's no set price in construction. There's no set way in doing construction.
So that makes you think. You think that these guys, because I keep on going back to something happened in these guys, their career, right? And I'm not saying guys. I'm just saying tradespeople in general. Something happened in their career that
They had kids?
Shifted. Well,
No, let 'em
they
finish,
shifted
man.
gears. They shifted gears, and then they didn't give a shit anymore, right? So then what? Like, how do you change that?
Whoa, hang on a second. But dude, now you're triggering the big time sensitive. So now something happened in their lives that didn't, and what? They resorted to just fucking come into construction?
No,
because they think
no,
that.
no. Hang on a
All right,
like,
Okay.
no, that's
All
not what
right.
I'm saying. Something happened in their construction career that made them not give a shit anymore about the
Oh,
work.
I see.
Yeah.
Oh,
That's
you know
what I meant.
I get it. Now
Okay,
I love
sorry.
you again.
I'm sorry.
It's
I'm sorry. I thought you misunderstood. No, my
I was
bad.
totally on the rant that I was just about to drill into this conversation,
no,
saying
no.
that what construction is something that you can just fucking fall into.
No,
Anyways,
no.
I get it.
You know me.
Oh,
You know
I
me.
totally
Okay.
get
Yeah,
it.
but you know what? A lot of people are falling into it.
And you know what? It drives me nuts. Again, we're getting off topic. But here's the plan of attack. I'll tell you something right now. You just nailed it, buddy. You nailed it. And I'll tell you how you nailed it. Because when we talk about what's not good enough, you guys know me. You guys have known me for a while.
I have no idea
You've
who
known
this
me for a
gentleman
while.
is on the left of me.
No, but you
after
know what?
what he said a couple
At the
times,
end
I
of
don't
the day-
wanna know.
Okay, you know what?
It's good he's on my
let's
left.
show the audience right off the bat. When somebody comes into my job site, what's the first thing I do to them?
What do?
Tell me.
You hug them.
That's
You hug
right.
them.
That's right.
You create an atmosphere
right.
that people want
That's
to be
right.
a part of.
I don't shake hands.
What's the first thing I do?
The first thing you do is hug me, and
No,
then
no,
you go,
no. Put your helmet on, your
Yeah,
safety
that's right.
boots, and put your glasses on.
You're
and sign this paper.
Uh-oh.
Yeah, you're absolutely right, and I love you for that. But you know what? When I get my guys coming in, and as you know, we work together every day.
Jeez,
Cardio.
hey, mom, dad,
You know
what's
what?
going
At
on
the end
here?
of the day, well, fuck no.
I'm like the big
I'm
brother.
just letting you know that this is how I treat my. It's not good enough.
These are my parents.
I don't
eh?
want these guys coming in with fucking sour apple attitudes.
Oh, I
man.
completely agree with
so
you.
when they come in, I want them to do a great enough job.
Aren't you guys like me where you kind of like when something exciting is going to happen the next day that you can't really sleep the
Buddy,
night
I don't
before?
sleep.
Because you're running through the whole thing and how it's all going to get
All
planned
the
and
time.
how it's going to work.
I talk to the spiders in the corner
Well,
of my walls.
do you think the good enough guys do
No.
that?
Well,
Or you think they're
know
like they're
what?
in bed like this?
Oh no, dude, they're sleeping like babies, man.
I have just recently learned to have a disconnect.
You got to shut it down.
You gotta shut
You,
it down.
you have to shut it down.
It's absorbent.
It's not good for you or anyone else around you.
This morning I had the glass guy. He was like called me up. He goes, "Manny, when do you sleep?" And I was like, "Why?" He goes, "Because you sent me an email 5:00 in the morning, and then you called me at 8:30 to leave me a voicemail. When do you sleep?" I was like, "Well, I get up at 5, so I saw your email and I replied back, and then I got to the job site at 7:30. Once I got the ball rolling,
That's funny.
I called you."
5:45. I got a good morning. I sent it back to 5:46. Good morning.
Yeah, this guy's up, and you know what I get? Mike, it's fucking 10 o'clock in the morning, man. Where the fuck are you? Are you still sleeping, you prick? Wake up!
Are you turning into a
Wake
cafe?
up!
He's turning into a cafe GC.
No,
eh?
I'm
Is that
not
what it is?
turning
no.
into a cafe.
Are you looking
GC.
for the coffee? You're looking
No,
for the
I'm not
coffee
looking
shop,
for the
eh?
coffee. I'm literally up every night. He's saying to disconnect. I don't.
Well, I
don't
completely
disconnect.
agree with you, but that's
I
a
don't.
whole other topic,
Well,
right?
what's
It is.
not good enough is homeowners don't realize that we can't just run one site these days.
That's difficult.
You know,
I'm itching to take on 3 per year. Could you imagine what, like, I would have no life. I'd
Oh,
need to
dude,
be
you'd
medicated.
be-
I need to be
yeah.
on narcotics or something, right?
No.
I need to find some other guys, like you guys, work together, and then we all have basically this amazing standard on site.
yeah.
How do you react when you got a client who doesn't really care about the structural components or building envelope components of a house, and they're just so fixated on, as we know, kitchen cabinets and countertops,
The lipstick.
and paint and stuff like
Yeah,
that.
the lipstick.
And they just tell you, listen, Mike, I don't really care about that. How do you deal?
You know
with
what?
This is
I'm
how-
okay with it because you know what? I understand that that's where they want to focus, but it's not going to take me away from doing the right
You'll
job.
still do it.
So I just don't talk about what I'm going to do.
Yeah, you just glaze it over.
But I do mention it to them. I like to have the conversation before it happens.
It's been great for me for Instagram because I show everything I do, and I get clients coming up to going, I never knew that you had to do that. I never knew that you should be doing that.
I love you for that.
Well,
man.
and that's why I find it's fascinating. But then there's other jokers that are also showing off that they're not really doing a good job. But that's a whole other fucking topic.
We're living proof of it in the last 6 months. You know what, man? Mike, I need my house done. I got to get this all done. I just called in whatever, these drywallers, these framers to come in. Everything's ready. You can go in and do all your baseboards. You can paint. You can make my house look pretty. Well, you know what, dude? I gave you a price 6 months ago, and you never took it because you thought that I was out to lunch. Now we're coming in, and you've done all this work on all these crazy-ass, ridiculously low budgets. Now I'm dealing with crooked walls. I'm dealing with all kinds of
Doesn't
shit.
that piss you off?
It
Yeah,
totally
let's
pisses
get
me
some
off.
mosaic tile, but the walls
But
out
the
3/4
wall
of an
is
inch
out
over
like
3 feet.
yeah, over 3 feet exactly. So that's what we were dealing with.
But I
So,
paid $2,000 for that framer. He
with
did my whole
respect-
house.
Let me just answer his question. With respects to the question, yeah, man. You know what? Yeah, exactly. He's going nuts right now.
$2,000 to frame a
Buddy,
whole house?
it's not even
You know
a joke.
what? I've
It's
heard
not
some
even a
crazy
joke.
stuff
It literally-
recently.
Yeah, it's
American
crazy.
dollars?
But you know what?
That
though?
wouldn't be enough.
Jeez.
We took it on, and he knew full tilt. We took it on, and we said, you know what, dude? this door is out of plumb. This is not going to work. This wall's not going to work. We're going to need to come back in. At the end of the day, the guy ended up paying exactly what he didn't want to pay 6 months ago.
So how do you? Okay, so
It's never good enough.
There's two problems here. We've got two problems about this whole good enough attitude, right? You've got the client stream, and you've got the trades.
And the guys that are working for you.
Well, the trades, right?
Well, but some of those guys aren't trades. They're guys learning or trying to find
they're still
themselves in
picking
the
it
industry.
up. So where does it begin? Do we begin at the schooling? Like, do we begin when they start their
Well,
career?
I think this is the schooling right now. Like, we're talking about things that nobody wants to talk about. And if they do talk about it, they hide it from people.
Well, they shrug their shoulders and they get out of here and they go, fuck it, I don't care.
I want my guys and I want my trades to know. I want 100% from them. And their word has to be their word.
Yeah.
Do what you say you're going to do for the price.
You know what I love is
Think
I
about
love that I have a special crew of guys that it's gotten to the point where when a problem arises and it's just like right there, it's like a gopher right out of the hole, right? And we all look at each other and we all know what's the best course of action here. There's no discussion now.
Yeah, that's
it's not
amazing.
about there isn't the good enough way. They only know the one way, the hardcore way. So it's just like it's just a mindset. But the thing is, I don't have my whole team. That's the problem that I get. I get into the finishing stage and then I have to find really good finishers. There's those two avenues there where you got the clients that are constantly telling you they care more about the lipstick.
Right.
Then you've got the tradespeople who don't really care about the stuff that's hiding.
Mike's always saying to me, Carlito, you can't do every job. And I'm like,
Yeah.
who are we going to hire?
You can't though. You can't. So you have to find other guys. But okay, we found each other.
Oh, 100%.
We found each
yeah,
other.
we totally did.
Right? So it's
Totally.
like there's more of us out there. No?
There has to. Well, of course there is.
Oh,
You know what? I'm not
there's
knocking
so
any-
many amazing
there's so
guys.
many amazing
We're talking about the
contractors out there.
average of guys that don't care.
Well, yeah, it's
And
to
they
the
make
point
a
where-
big
yeah.
difference in
No,
this
we're
industry.
talking about the average of people that just do good.
Listen, my last...
You know what I mean?
You know, I ended up working for somebody, but you guys all know who I ended up working for 15
I have no
years.
clue. I have no idea what you're talking
Anyways,
about.
Who the hell we're talking about.
Before I joined his team, I fired 300 people my last year.
Holy crap.
In 5 years, I had 4 serious guys. 4 guys that cared.
That was the ratio that
ran
you were
my
going
business,
through.
Yeah. That ran my business the way I ran.
What was the reason? It was just because they just didn't give a shit.
You know what? The minute you turn your back, you're telling a guy how to do something. The minute you turn your back, they're doing it their way.
Doesn't that
Customers don't
fascinate
hire me for you to do it your way.
Doesn't that fascinate that you actually explain to somebody, this is how it should be done, and this is a better way to do it, and this is the best way you should do it, and then you turn your back, and all of a sudden you turn around and goes, what the fuck? How did you figure that one out?
Yeah,
Like, how
exactly.
did that? That's not nowhere near what I explained
Yeah.
to you.
Well, and especially when I tell a customer something, they're expecting that. So you know what?
If you change it behind his back,
I
yeah.
love change. I'm
Oh,
the kind of
huge.
person that can change.
Huge.
I love changing.
not
I
Caitlyn
love,
Jenner change.
you know, what's driven me to come here and get this far with you guys is guys are not doing what they're supposed to be doing. It's not good enough.
Yep.
Guys aren't coming with the right attitude to work. It's not good enough. Customers aren't spending their money wisely
Yep.
and listening to the right guys.
Yep.
It's not good enough.
Yeah.
And you know what? Our trades, most of them just aren't good enough.
I agree. I'd have
But
to agree.
they're capable of doing it. They have
but they
it in
just
them,
don't want to.
That's
but
right.
they want to get in and out.
But is it a domino effect where they came in and their attitude is this way?
Manny, 100%. It's a domino
The
effect.
clients show up on site and their attitude is this way.
Oh my God, this is what I'm preaching every day.
So what
That's
do you
I'm
do?
saying.
What do you do?
If
To
somebody's
what do
gonna-
you do to change?
Well, here's what I do. I'm saying if you're going to get a tradesperson that's really good at, for example, coming in and mudding. You're getting a drywaller guy. You're getting someone to come and mud. But he comes into work and he's miserable that day. And he's got a chip on his shoulder. The whole fucking team is going to have a chip on their shoulder.
okay, but if you're talking about mudding, there's like 4 different ways of mudding.
Okay, that's another topic though, my friend. But I'm saying somebody that is good enough but doesn't want to be good enough.
Okay, but
that
I mean,
day.
not everybody is going to be happy-go-lucky Monday through
No,
Friday.
you're absolutely
we all
right.
have personal lives. We all have personal things that are going on,
Amen.
and we bring it to work, and we bring work back to home.
I am definitely a culprit of that.
So,
I'll be honest
so
with
how
you.
do we deal with? It's just still management.
You owe it, Manny. You owe it as a professional to your clients to deal with it.
Yeah, you get to the work site.
Okay.
You have to kind of the same way you said that you leave work and you disconnect. You've got to leave personal life and disconnect.
Well,
Yeah.
If your personal life's just going on regular coast and it's fine. I'm not talking about dramatic things that are going on, personal injuries or whatever and stuff like that. But I'm saying if that's your life, you got to disconnect it from there, and then you got to get to the job site and you got to go full tilt. And I'm a professional.
yeah, go for it.
I get out of the house at 6 o'clock.
Uh-huh.
I'm at Centura by 6:30, sitting in the parking lot. I've already had some breakfast.
Yeah.
I pick up my materials. No one's even awake yet. By the time I get to my job site, the guys are ready to go, and we're rolling. That's good enough
What
for
time
me.
you end the day?
You know what? I love my job. Sometimes it leads into 10, 11 o'clock
This
at
guy,
night.
no
That's
joke.
nuts.
No,
But
it's-
I
it's-
also
that's
have
him.
learned. But I also have learned that 3 hours tonight could mean a whole day tomorrow.
I agree with you.
And I don't know when to stop. And you know what? I would be able to do that. Right now, we got some really good guys on board right
Oh,
now.
man, it's
we just
awesome.
hired 4 wicked guys.
Yeah, it's
They
awesome.
have the same vision, the same dream, same direction.
Which-
Some of the weight has allowed me to be here with you guys.
That's
Got
right.
it.
Right now. And you know what? This isn't about cutting people up. This isn't about
No.
about saying the industry's shit. It's not. It's amazing. This is about letting people understand that we work together. We're in business together, all of us.
Yeah.
Who's first, second, third, it doesn't matter. We need to respect each other.
Does not matter. Yeah. Everybody
Well,
should play
if
this
you
as a
care
team.
about what you do, you've got respect from me. That's
Yeah.
just the bottom line. If you don't give a shit about it, you want to just come in and punch the clock and then get back into your car and leave,
You're dead to me.
then I don't give a shit about you.
Yeah.
I'm not as harsh as the Undertaker here,
Hey,
but
man,
I'm
you're
like,
dead to me.
I'm like, you know what I mean? But so how do we, okay, have we solved anything? Have we contributed? How do we change it? How do we get that new kid on the site and all of a sudden they come in? And I mean, a lot of the new kids that I get on my site, they're very hungry. They're very hungry. They want to learn, but you know, they're making a lot of mistakes and stuff like that. I don't want to deter them. I really don't want to deter them, but I also don't want to be like, I think people look at my work or they look at my page and all of a sudden they think, oh, I got to do it perfectly or I got to do it fast. And I go, no, I've always told guys, I'd rather you go slower and get it done properly than fucking try to impress me and
Who wants
rush it.
callbacks?
Yeah.
They cost you double.
I've told you guys before, it's not called hardcore repairs. It's fucking
Yeah.
hardcore rentals.
That's right.
Yeah.
Right? So it's like, how do we shift that gear? And I'm not talking about just the younger generation here.
One of the ways of repairing something, you said something really important. You lead by example.
That's right.
Yeah.
Okay, we're a small company. We got a couple guys, but we're on the tools.
Yeah.
I'm on the tools every day, man.
I love being on the tools.
First thing in the morning
But the
to-
problem is
to
that's what
night.
everybody that wants to expand tells you. The first thing is they need to get off the tools and they get on the...
Well, that's where
Sure,
this is
because
leading.
everybody knows there's money in the pencil.
So how do you... Exactly.
Of course there's money in
so
the pencil,
how do
but-
you get away from the job site and still maintain the good enough...
You
How about
need to
how about
teach-
doing what you really are passionate about?
Yeah.
You know, if you're really passionate about construction, get into construction. Make
Yeah.
a difference.
I completely
Let's
agree.
bring back that custom work that we used to do.
Yeah.
You know, my grandfather used to do one door. It would take him a year to build one massive wood door, but that door would never come down. You know,
Centuries.
There's castles and churches built
Centuries.
hundreds of years old. The floors are better
Doesn't
than some of
that-
the guys that
yeah.
are laying them right
Doesn't
now.
that boggle your mind when you go traveling and you see these homes or these places and all of a sudden
Jesus.
this stuff is like centuries old?
Yeah.
But then you come over here and you go to a suburb and you're like, look at that house. It's 10 years old. Look at it fucking fall apart.
Yeah. And I mean, who's making the money?
Did they have a Detroit back then?
And
They did. They had their version. That's where the idea came from.
You know, and that's really important to me too. Is I don't want to take anything away from builders because I would love, like, my goal is to become a custom builder in the future.
but not a track builder.
No, but I do
No.
want to separate myself from not paying my trades. I think it's important to keep your trades happy. Money can't always do that, but you know, ripping off a contractor or not paying him what he's worth, and everybody's worth is different.
Of course.
You know, you need to find out what your worth is as maybe a company owner or company, you know, as an employee. That's we have a whole other ball game to talk about.
Yeah,
here.
that's another
Yeah,
something.
Yeah.
You know what, Manny? You keep bringing it, like, you take it. I know we're expressing ourselves, and it sounds like we're negative, but, you know, you brought the good out of me again. There's some
what did
really
I do?
amazing. There's some really amazing things that we can do, and I think that's why we're here. We want to make a difference in the industry, so it could change for us. I think it starts with us as owners of the company. We lead by example. I mentioned that before.
Yep.
I think also another thing is us educating the customers
Yep.
and allowing them to understand where their money's being spent and how it's being spent wisely.
Why?
I think another thing is picking the right team. If you're desperate and just hiring guys just to get guys in, you're never going to get ahead.
No.
You know? And also, don't put yourself in a situation where you're going to struggle and then you're going to cut corners. I never allow me and Mike to get into that position.
You think that we could actually set up... You're right. You're totally right, by the way. That, well, sure, we've been talking about a lot of negative. We've been finger pointing a lot of things and stuff like that. But we're also trying to figure out how to solve this for our own businesses. Right, and then we, as how the kind of people that we are, we want to share that knowledge out there. We actually thrive on sharing that knowledge out there.
Yep.
Do you think that we could actually set up like a good enough interview So when you meet somebody, a new person that wants to work for you, right? Like you can start asking them certain key questions. You think that you can start asking them like, how do you feel about this? Or how do you feel about that? That can kind of persuade you to think, are they good enough? Or are they going to be better?
Well,
Yeah.
speaking for me and Mike, a lot of the times Mike is running around collecting invoices, estimates, chasing customers, meeting up with people, getting materials, and so on. I'm left at the job site running the guys because we're running it our way, and we have a particular way of doing things. The first thing I do every single day is I don't come to work tired. I don't come to work with a shit attitude. I don't come to work, oh, guys, can you just go do that and not care? The first thing I do is, guys, safety meeting.
Yeah.
Let's get together. Now I'm going to make you aware of what we're doing today. And remember, we're making money together. I go over all the pros and cons and all the safety problems that we may occur. And then we have opinions. We have other people that, together we're stronger than
But you want to
individually.
hear those opinions.
But I also want to put the guys in the right attitude.
Yeah.
Guys, you guys came to work. Come to work 5 minutes early. Don't come 5 minutes fucking late.
Yeah.
Come to work 5 minutes early. Let's have a safety meeting. Let's enjoy the morning. Start it off right. Guys, we're at work now. Forget about everything you're doing. This is what we're going to do today. This is how much time we have.
Yeah.
And this is the budget.
I love
You guys
that.
aren't going to do it?
It's
Get
like
out
that
of
every
here.
day. It's like
I
that
don't
every
have
day.
any work for you.
I'd
wanna learn?
actually,
I will
I'd
teach
love
you.
to see that. I'd actually love to see that.
Buddy.
Show up there early, 5 minutes early, and just be a fly. Just be a fly and listen.
Well,
Every morning we would, it's incredible.
Manny,
It's incredible how he rounds everybody up, and that's one of the positive things, right?
Well,
That's what I think.
So what happens though when you get a guy who's not like, what do you do?
I just say, hey, man, you need to go home. You all right? Because
Yeah.
if you're not okay, let's go talk for a
I
couple
wanted
minutes.
you to come in, not your attitude,
Let me
right?
find out. I really don't care what you have on your mind, but I do because I'm paying you. And if you're not going to focus,
Yeah.
then don't be
On
here.
honest
you know?
day's work, yeah.
But I'll tell you the truth. Our guys come to work, and they're excited to
They're
come to
excited
work.
to come to work.
We start work on a
You
serious
built
note, but we
because
have
you
fun.
built a certain environment. That's why.
exactly right.
But I'll tell
That's
you something,
exactly
Manny.
right. We've built
I'm not
that.
the only crazy guy that works a little longer. Our guys are like soldiers.
Yeah, man.
They stay with us. Like they'll work 12 hours with us. I'm not saying it's right. My wife hates that I work long hours. We don't get to see each other.
But you're trying to build your team. You're trying to get more people so you can get more
But
jobs.
when does it ever stop? I've been in
just
the business
becomes a
30 years. It's the same
I know.
excuses.
No, not
I know.
necessarily,
It's the
though.
same excuses.
Not necessarily. I mean, hey, they're going to go to bat with us. They will work the 12 hours. But then there's also days where we turn around and we say, you know what, guys? Fantastic job today, man.
And
It's
you know
4
what?
o'clock,
Great
wrap it
point.
up.
A pat on the back.
Oh,
Mike is amazing for this. You know what? He'll come on payday and he'll say, guys, let's go for lunch. Mike will spend his personal money, not the company money, but his personal money. And you know what? He's taking it out of his child's mouth and he's feeding the guys. We're having a meeting together. He pats everyone on the back. And you know what? This isn't just a pat to say, hey, man, here. He really genuinely means it. If he doesn't, you're going to have a conversation with him down in the basement,
Yeah, and it's
one-on-one.
not nice.
And you know what? He basically, every 2 weeks, he'll put all the guys together, take them downstairs, and he'll say, hey, listen, this is what I see you're doing. This is what I don't see you're doing. There's no money in you guys failing here. Do you want to be here or not?
Yeah.
So he's constantly motivating them. I get them started. I get them going. I lead by example, and he just polishes
When did you start
them up.
doing that, Mike?
Manny, that's something, to be honest with you guys, man, and he knows this. This has been, and I'm not trying to toot my own horn.
No,
man.
I'm impressed by that.
I've been doing this for as long as I've been in construction. Because what I do, even when I wasn't a business owner and I had the opportunity to work with really amazing people that have taught me a ton of stuff.
Myself.
Yeah, this guy has been like, anyways, but he's asking me a question. I'm
Hang
answering.
on, let me
So at
shift
the
a
end-
little bit. There's not enough room on this table here.
Exactly.
All of a sudden.
But at the end of the day, though, that's how I strongly
respect
believe
that. I
everything.
respect that,
Like,
by the
I'll
way.
come in positive. I will wake up in the morning. I will come in and enjoy what I do as a business owner.
Afternoon.
But you know what? Though? Shut up. I love that you do that because that's part of the reason why I started doing those luncheons.
I love that about Manny. That's
Like,
that's how you got me in.
Oh, you know what? Why
did I do that?
It's amazing, actually. I come here,
It's
I get
team
to meet
building
new
is
people.
what you did.
Yes.
Team
Yeah.
building is
Yeah.
what you're
That's
doing.
it. Everybody gets to see each other. Everybody comes back at the job site. You get guys who are at the beginning of the demo, never saw any of the work. You get guys at concrete state, never saw any of the framing. They come back and they're like, I never get to see this
Well,
house like
Manny,
this.
the impressive part is because I'm looking outside the circle. You're in the circle. You're not just bringing guys in. You're bringing really unique guys that
Yeah,
care.
the team.
Like when I meet the guys here, they all care.
Yeah, but also they'll go back to their job
but
sites and tell other
I
people
know,
and
but
say, you know
I'm
what?
inspired when I leave here.
Same here. I'm inspired all the time. I'm inspired. But you know what? I will say this. We just said this a while ago. Buddy, I am one to definitely agree with everything he's done with respects to the luncheons. That's how we actually met.
Nothing
He's
else?
invited us.
Just a luncheon?
You know what I mean? No, I'm saying, no,
okay,
buddy,
then.
everything. I love you, dude. I'm saying what you've done for your tradespeople.
Yeah.
And you know what? It glows with me. But at the end of the day, been
Thanks-
doing that the
thanks,
whole
man.
time. Dude, you know that. I
Well,
hug strangers.
No, and you know what?
know what I mean?
You
Like-
said something, and I hate pointing this at you, but it's you're a really amazing and
spotlight on
unique
me.
person, and
No,
I'm not
totally.
just blowing smoke up your ass.
No,
Okay,
that's not
that
what
would
we're
be
here for.
Mike.
No.
That would be Mike.
I totally
Again.
but honestly,
fucking ass and blow and smoke.
Wow.
the thing is the people that you what you don't see and what you don't hear that's happening behind your back. People know you're serious.
Yeah.
People know you're not going to take any bullshit. You're not a sellout, and you're not going to use something that you don't believe in. I have. How you know why I have respect for you? Because of all of those amazing trades.
Thanks.
Yeah, it's amazing.
I have my client's best interests at heart. So they hired me.
Nailed it.
They hired me to be their fucking bodyguard on the construction site.
Yeah.
So it's like if you want to pull something over me, over my clients, you're gonna have to go through me.
And maybe that's important. Maybe some of the clients that we've had are playing against us instead of working with us.
That's why I think it's going
know?
back to where you got to say no sometimes to certain clients, or you got like I bid on a job. We put the numbers together. Unfortunately, the numbers were like 300,000 over what they wanted to spend. So it was 6 months of consulting now, and it finally got to the point where they said, you know what, we're going to take a pause on this. We're not going to move forward. We're not sure if we want to spend this much money in this house. And I responded back by saying, you know what, guys, I think that's a great idea. I totally think that's a great idea. I think you guys should take a pause. I think you guys should take a break, breather, pull back, and go, listen, this might not be the perfect dream house that we want to do all the work that we want to do. And I wanted to be honest with them. I have a pretty good feeling they'll come back to me in a year or two when they found the house that they want to renovate.
Yeah.
And they go, you know what, Manny? We want to work with you now.
We're ready.
So we're ready, right?
Yep.
So it's like when I go with the trades, I'm like you guys said, you're interviewing the clients. I'm interviewing the clients as well too. I've got their best interest, and what I get a lot of compliments from clients is they keep on telling me that they have no stress on their shoulders. They're not worried about if any of the trades are taking advantage of their build because they have me on site to watch over that. And you're right. I put the right guys together, and I don't get along with the guys who want to do a shit job.
No.
I'm sorry. I just
You
don't.
shouldn't.
That's where the death threats come in and shit like that. I don't care about that crap, right?
Oh,
Listen,
just
man.
give me a call, Manny.
Well, I mean,
Well,
it's
I'm adding to my team
No,
now,
yeah,
right?
you
So
are.
it's all of a sudden, if you hear about some dickhead who wants to say something bad about me or wants to threaten me or do some shit or whatever, you're gonna be like, "What the fuck you doing? That's Manny."
Yeah,
It's gonna be the same thing.
mind-boggling.
What the
It
fuck
is.
you doing? That's Carlito.
Yeah.
What
Yeah.
the fuck you doing? That's Mike. No
Well,
way.
I
They've
never,
hired you because you're not just good enough. You
Yeah.
understand?
Yeah.
At the end of the day, though, guys, it's all cliche. Sometimes the best jobs are the ones you don't take.
Well, and
I
here's
agree.
here's another thing that bothers me. Like I'm just on social media now. Mike's introduced me to this. I never really cared about it. It was, you know, I'm part of a generation. It wasn't part of it. I didn't have a pager or a phone when I was a kid.
we're
You
the
weren't-
same
you
age.
weren't at-
We're the
you
same
weren't at-
age.
you weren't at my house by 4 o'clock. You would not know where I was. There was no phone or leash
Okay,
that
so
would
where
get
are you
me.
leading towards? What are you
Anyways,
saying?
so I'm going to tell you a story, or I'm going to tell everybody a story. I've already told you guys a story. Something that was that changed me in my life. So I had an ex-partner, and you know, I was doing a beautiful mud job, and he loved my work. And then I sanded the work down, and he made me gather all the dust up, put it in a box, and I was really proud. And he said, "Now, why did you waste your money and your time to have that box full of dust? Don't put it on to take it off." Those are inspirational people, and we need to be those kind of inspirational people. So really, it's going to start with us.
Yeah.
We need to make a snowball of positive energy. I know we talked a little bit about negative things, but there's so many positives coming from negative.
Buddy, I love this industry
You know?
for it's amazingly positive. There's so many things you can gather from this.
We're losing people that want to be in this industry, and soon enough.
But I think that we're losing them because they are getting on job sites that are not giving them that energy,
That energy that they
Mike,
need, yeah.
that you guys see in the morning. You get that whole vibe. You set the tone of the day. So if you imagine, like, I'd actually love to like go on other people's job sites and just see how they are, like, you know, and just go like, can I just hang out here for a little bit and just see how it goes? If you come in, you're like, Cafe GC over there, and then a fucking guy doesn't give a shit over
Come
there.
on,
And the guy-
Manny, I pull up to your site. Okay, the first thing I see is the place is protected properly. The trees are protected. Everything's
trees.
piled nicely. But even more impressive, there's a stand and it shows a diagram, a blueprint of what's happening in the house. And really, you don't even have to come to the door to ask a question. It's all there
in
for
the
the
front,
general
yeah.
public to know this is legally done.
Yeah.
This is done with the permit.
Yeah.
This is what we're doing
Did
inside.
you
Don't
notice
snoop
my
around.
permits are printed on 11x17 on laminated?
You know, it just shows what kind of person
I
you are and how
take
much
pride.
you care.
I take
It
pride
shows
that-
before you even walk in the house.
Yes.
You
Everybody
know?
else has got their small little permits and they just put them wherever they
Well,
want. They
people
don't
are
give a
hiding.
Shit.
Oh, the inspector's coming. Quick, close the
I
window.
know. You
I
notice
love
that. That's
I-
another
I-
thing.
I've
Take your
never had-
sandals off. Put your safety boots on. Quick. Where's my helmet? Oh, I have
Yeah.
a baseball hat.
No. You're right. You're right. It's like you set the tone. So, I mean, we can solve a lot of problems if you set that tone right at the start of the day. I love that guys are trying to outdo each other on safety stations. I love that guys
I
are
love
trying
it
to do construction caddies now. I love that guys are trying to outdo themselves on panels. I love all that stuff because that's bringing pride back to this industry.
Right.
That's right.
And I think that if you
healthy competition.
It's
Yeah.
it's,
It's
you're,
healthy
we're not
competition.
competing. I've never looked at the two you guys or any other any other contract that I respect as competition. I don't.
Yeah, but it's not. Sorry, maybe wrong words. But I mean, you're basically pumping up each other's tires.
Yeah.
Is what I'm saying.
Yeah.
You're trying to one up the person, which is in a sense flattering. You've done so much, Manny. You've done so much for this industry. No, seriously, I'm not. Listen, I don't need to blow smoke up your ass either. I'm saying, man, listen, I got to know this guy. You guys know everybody. I got to know you really, really well in the last year. You've done so much for the industry. Dude, if I was you, I would be fucking flattered.
I am.
Because you know what? You've earned respect from. I have all the respect in the world for you, but the stuff that you've done, you've changed the guy. He's changed the industry. You've changed a little bit of the industry, man.
Thanks,
You've
man.
gone above and beyond. You're not just good enough, dude. They're hiring you because you are who you are, and you're batting for your clients. You're changing everything,
Yeah.
and it's all positive.
But you're also having a lot of fun.
Yeah.
I enjoy it.
What's different
still.
between
Fucking enjoy it.
your level and our level is we're contractors.
Oh, I'm having a blast, eh?
We're
I'm always having fun.
we're having a blast,
Yeah.
but we're still doing real construction.
Yeah.
Of course.
You have.
I'm trying to push myself
you have
all
a
the time.
Great
I'm
clientele.
trying to push my clientele.
They are interested in your ideas,
Yeah.
and they're willing to try new things.
Yeah.
Where we're still dealing with the basic dreams, you know. And nothing wrong with any
No.
of that. But so, what do you want to change right now? That's
Well-
going to make it better.
To make it better, I think we got to start with all the tradespeople.
Yeah.
That attitude. Like, I love the fact that what you guys do every morning to start the day, and I love the fact that you guys try to shift gears during the course of the day to change things. So if someone comes in and they're having a bad day or whatever, and all of a sudden they're going to be adding to the pot, they're going to be making the rest of the team worse, that's not a good thing, man. That's a bad thing. I want to try to figure out new ways to get clients to understand why we build the way we build and why it needs to be built that way and why it costs that way. That's a bigger uphill battle because our clients are paying our rates.
Yeah.
They're paying our way, right? So all of a sudden, like, it's like, how do you tell someone who's giving you the money, you're wrong and I'm right, and you should do it this way and you should give me this much money, right? So it's like, that's hard to sell, right? For tradespeople, everybody that gets into this industry for good, who wants it as a career, not as a job, right? They want to learn. They want to be around guys like us, right? They want to be in that environment where, like, I'm jazzed, I'm excited, I want to learn, I want to try new things and stuff like that. So how do we take it to another level? I think it's like I said, I've always said, it's those two avenues there, man. You got tradespeople and you got the clients. So we got, I mean, maybe we can't solve both problems right now. Maybe we solve one. But I respect that you guys every day are speaking to the tradespeople that way. And you see people that see your videos online and check out the work that you guys do, and they're like, I want to be on that job site.
Yeah.
I get that too, right? But the thing is, like, they want to be on an environment like that.
Yeah.
Well,
They don't want to be
sometimes-
on that environment where it's like the cafe GC and everyone just minds their own fucking business. And the only communication you have is when you have to move your fucking van.
Well, hey, listen.
You know what I'm talking about, right?
Yeah, man. Totally.
I'll come to people's sites and I'll act like a clown. I'll have fun. Me and Michael bounce off the walls, juggle balls. We'll do all the circus acts. And people, you know, they take us seriously, but they don't sometimes. But I'm paying attention. And you know, when I see guys on their phone and they're not working, it shows that the atmosphere is wrong.
Yep.
You know, for the people and for the company. Like today, me and one of the guys, we didn't stop working. We were hauling ass. My guy's in front of me. I'm hauling behind him. I'm like, I'm catching up, buddy. And we're having a game at work, How much faster can we work from each other? You get away from me and I'm going to catch up.
Without
It was a
compromising
good-
quality.
It was a good game. And you know what? After he's like, dude, I got a good sweat from that, man. And I'm like, did you have fun? He's like, that was cool, man. Like we had a little competition. We didn't have to go on the phone. We weren't bored. We loved what we were doing.
But
you know?
I know what you're talking about. You know that he texted me this morning? Our own guy texted me this morning. You know what he said to me? I'll show it to you guys, man. Mike, we're going to kill it today.
Hang on a sec, Mike. It's a radio show.
We're going to kill it today.
And don't show me anything else that you want to show anyone.
No, I'm saying though, but that's what he said to me this morning.
Yeah.
But you
We're
love
gonna
that.
kill
Like
it.
honestly, you like I
They
sent you guys
fuck-
that.
I love
I
them.
sent you guys that DM. It's like that. I like guys who find me down as much as a little bit. It's a stalking situation here, right? They find me where I am in the city. I respect that someone's got the nerve to actually contact me and go, you know what? They take the time out of their day and they're going, you are changing things. You are suggesting new ideas. You are pushing this industry forward. I appreciate and I respect that because they want to be a part of that.
Well,
now.
they're also picking through all of our crap and they're seeing the best, not
Yes.
the worst.
Yes.
Yeah,
And
exactly.
that
That's
tells
what's
you something
driving
about
them.
the person.
That's what's driving them.
Right?
And that's a great thing to have.
Yeah.
So you
And-
guys have the same thing too, man.
Yeah, and listen,
Yeah, well-
we you know what, you said something, we had to go on to a little bit of the negative, to get to the positive. But really, we're positive people.
100%.
There's a lot of amazing
But
trades
isn't this
out there.
what this all started from us talking about the negative and what we can do to change?
I love your direction. Every time I talk to you, I get more inspired, and I push me and Mike to do better.
Yeah.
You know what? And that's really like this. I'm hoping this energy just keeps snowballing in so many different directions. And you know what? The right people jump on board. What do you want to change?
What I want to change with
What's gonna make the
What's going to
difference?
make
Good
the
enough
difference?
is not good enough for
Good
us.
enough. Okay, what I would like to change, honestly, is, hey man, the way we have it set up right now, we basically inspire our guys.
Our guys inspire us too.
Wait, I wasn't finished. I was
Sorry.
going that way. I'm saying though, we totally inspire our guys to come to work every day, have the great attitude that they have, and all the skills that they portray. They put it out there. It's great. You're right. They totally inspire me as well. Sometimes they blow me out of the water. But for me individually, you're asking, dude, I am all about. Listen, man, you need to love what you're doing. You need to come to work with a great attitude, no matter what it is that's going on at home, personal opinions, all the personal matters, whatever. Just come to work, man. Come to work happy. Give me a hug. Let's do this. Positive energy. And you know what, guys? Let's have the safety meeting like we always do. But you know what? I always tell them, and you're there, you see it. Guys, come on, man. Let's smile a bit. Let's do this. You know what I mean?
Well-
I'm almost like a cheerleader, but at the end of the day,
You're
you
far from a cheerleader,
I'm far
my
from
friend.
a cheerleader, but I'm saying though, it's about amping up.
Actually, you could be a cheerleader.
It's about amping up the morale, man.
No, well,
so for me,
Why,
it's
why is it that every time Mike hugs me, it feels like he's wearing a tool belt? What's Hey, I'm not saying that I don't mind the hugs. I'm just saying I'm making
dude.
an observation.
You know what,
Well,
man?
What are you gonna say?
It's, it's simple for me, man. It's honestly, it's really
I
simple.
completely agree with
It's
you,
very
man.
simple.
I-
There's no complication.
That's a starting point for this.
yeah.
I kind of like where we were just going with this. We're talking about all the positive people around us. I want to share one more other story. Today, one of our guys ended up in the hospital. Okay, and he
From
called.
the job
he-
site?
It's a personal,
It's a personal-
Oh, okay,
personal
sorry.
problem. He called us and he just said, "Listen, I'm not going to come to work." We just wanted to make sure he was okay.
Yeah.
for
You know
sure.
what? Okay.
Cool.
Cool. You okay?
Take care
Yeah.
of us. Yeah.
I'll talk to you guys later. Fine. That's it. Just take care of yourself. I got a phone call later on in the afternoon from his wife, and his wife said, "My husband's not going to be able to come to work for the next 2 days, but I will fill in for him because he cares that much about you and he doesn't want to leave you hanging." He's in the hospital, and our guy, all he wants to do is come to work.
He's thinking
because
about it.
He cares.
He cares
and he
about it.
wants to make. He knows that we
Yeah.
want to make a difference.
Yeah.
He wants to be part of that.
He wants to be
difference.
part of it.
That really
what
happened.
I was really impressed with is that his wife actually said, "I will come to work for my husband." I mean, come on, that's what makes the difference in this industry.
That's great.
People like that.
I'm proud of us, and I'm hoping that everybody can be the same with respects to wanting to be there.
Because you've set that environment.
That's right, man.
Yeah.
At the end of the day, man, and it's true.
But another thing about his hugs, watch your wallet. He's pretty good with his fingers.
Oh, shut up, man. It is what it is. No, man, whatever.
So I think we've solved. I think we brought up a lot of good points. I think a lot of guys are talking about this stuff. Either you're a tradesperson or you're an owner of a construction business. You're talking about this stuff, but I also think we have good solutions. And I think that environment, keeping that positivity, making people wanting to be on site, thriving to do the good work and stuff like that, bringing that pride back, is going to get rid of good enough. Right. But then, and then the client side, we can maybe tackle the client side another time.
I've never met so many amazing people doing what I'm doing. I'll be honest. This is the construction life for me.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? At the end of the day, I've met so many spectacular individuals doing this type of work.
Okay. So if you could have one thing to say right now, what's the one thing you could say?
I would say that if anybody, with respect to anybody trying to get into this industry, heart on your sleeve, man. Take it seriously at all times. Be very aware of your surroundings and make sure you just head up and go all in. If you're going to do it friggin' with everything you've got.
The construction life, to me, man, is just live it to the fullest, to the max.
Yeah.
So if you're going to do anything, doesn't matter what it is. I don't care what your occupation is. To the max.
Yes.
For me, guys, for anyone that's listening out there or supporting us on what our message is love what you do, come to work with the right attitude, work with everybody, and let's grow.
Construction life, man.
Construction life.
That's freaking amazing.
You are listening to the Construction Life. I've got Mike to the left of me. I got Carlito to the right of me. And I'm Manny. And we're basically going to start a podcast that's going to have all the conversations that we've been all having on construction sites, but don't want to have them out loud. And we feel that they should be out loud.
There's no more hiding about this. We need to change the industry.
You guys ready for this? You guys ready for
Oh man, I've been looking forward to this.
We're not gonna
my whole life.
We're gonna upset certain people.
That's fine.
Right? We're not gonna piss off people. We're not gonna go after any political whatever crap and stuff like that. But we're gonna focus on the construction life. We're gonna talk about construction, morning, noon, and night. We're gonna contribute. We are gonna bring up negatives. We are gonna bring up a lot of positives. We're gonna talk about what's worked on our sites, what's still working on our sites, what should be working on our sites, and we are going to look to change the industry. You guys ready for that? You guys ready for all of that?
I'm pumped, man. I'm also ready. I'm ready to hear what others have to say to help me.
Help
me change.
I want that.
This is going to be amazing.
Anybody got a question to come back and just send us a DM or what have you? Just drop us a line. There's so many ways to get a hold of us.
Yeah.
So get a hold of us and ask us. What did we mean about this or that? That's great.
Make a change.
Amazing.
That's great.
It's amazing.
That's great. So, we'll check us out next week, guys.
Let's do it.
Oh, yeah.
Oh, yeah.
That's brisk, baby.
This show was not brought to you by Bricks.